So, is my screen visible to your end?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Visible.
All right, thank you so much. Now, I will not going to have it like um, in a full screen because I will not be able to see your names. Okay, so IT2C, 3C. Wala ko online ni karon. Ang Monday pa yung mag room number 21. Ah, okay. Higam. Okay. All right, so let's start. So today we are going to discuss about the communication process, principles and ethics. No, I mean the unit 1, but probably we can only cover the processes, no, the principles, maybe the ethics will be next week. Okay, so since we cannot have the warm up, okay, for this unit, naramdaman sa kong control. Di anak ko na lang, oy. Kada ng klasa. Okay, so, di, maapektuhan ba siya? Kung igamay, maklaro ra ba, no? Maklaro ra magyapon. Sige, dako-dakoan gamay. Alright. So, Unit 1 is the communication processes, the principles and ethics, um, ethics, communication, and globalization. Okay, let me get my codigo for OI. Okay, here you go. Purposive communication. Purposive. Okay, don't worry, class, because I will be uploading this PPT to our Google Classroom after our class and asan na siya? Okay, I guess there's no picture. Ano pa sa... Alright, so let me move to the next slide. So in this lesson, we're going to focus first on the communication process. So at the end of this session, we are going to identify and explain the forms and models of communication along with the communication failure. Okay, and we will also compare and contrast verbal and nonverbal communication, participate in activities to enhance communicative. So this 3 and 4 will be done on Monday next week or next meeting. Okay, since we cannot be able to do this. So now this one, I, I wanted to have a groupings, um, supposedly. However, we cannot do it. So this will serve as your assignment for the after the discussion. Okay, so let's just skip that one and let's proceed to this. Okay, it says here that real communication occurs, no, when we listen with understanding, okay, with comprehension, and to see the expressed idea and attitude from the other person's point of view, to sense how it feels to him, to achieve his frame or reference in regard to the things he is talking about. Okay, so it is according to Carl Rogers, 1952. Okay, so it means that when we have a communication, there should be two-way process. Okay, there should be a speaker and a listener. Okay, when you are a listener, you have to listen carefully, you need to understand what the speaker is talking about, no, and you should put yourself in the shoes of the speaker, no, what is that speaker is trying to tell you, no, how is he or what is his feeling when he communicates with you. So that's basically the explanation for this quotation. Now I for the next slide. Okay, this is we in this slide we are going to identify, no, the I mean define the communication. So what do you mean by communication? Okay, so communication here based on the reference book, it can be defined as a process by which information, meanings, and feelings are shared by persons through a common system of verbal and nonverbal symbols, signs, or behavior. Okay, so it's a process, no, in order for us to express our ideas and thoughts and to be understood. Okay, and how are we going to express that one, in what way that we can express. So we need to use the verbal and non-verbal symbols, signs, or behavior, and later on we are going to identify what are those verbal and non-verbal symbols or signs or behavior that can also help us to communicate, okay, or in communication. All right, now in another definition, communication is used to meet the purpose of a person. Okay, the purpose could be to inform, to persuade, or to entertain. Okay, so these are the purpose why we communicate to that certain person. Okay, because we want to inform them whatever the thoughts in our mind, or we want to persuade that certain person or vice versa, and we also want to be entertained or to entertain. Okay, so those are the purposes, and these are just um, some common purposes of communication. All right, again, communication will be done or is done through verbal, non-verbal symbols or signs or behavior. Now we can communicate using this common system, and in order the purpose of the communication is to inform, persuade, or entertain. Okay, so always remember that this definition. All right, so any question before we proceed? Anyone?
None, ma'am.
Okay, since there's no question, then I will be the one to ask you a question. Okay, so um no, yung pampangutaan na ma'am. Please lang, ma'am. Joke lang. Wait lang ha. Saan ba kung ipang andam din hiwa din ito nga mga questions. Alright, joke lang. Next, let's proceed to the process or the process um, of communication, or let's say communication as a process. And communication is characterized as the following. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of communication? Okay, we have here, first one is dynamic. Now, may I ask, since Paul spoke earlier, may I ask Paul Vincent to read the definition of dynamic and give us a short or brief understanding about this definition?
Okay, ma'am. Dynamic. It is constantly changing because it relies on the human perception that can change over time. Therefore, it is irreversible and unrepeatable. So, sa akong na nasabtan ma'am is ano, kanang ang communication is ng dynamic or sa Bisaya pag nagausab-usab.
Mhm.
Kay ang tao dili mahutdan og kanang topic or unsa ba ka nga na siya ma'am.
All right, thank you. That's great, and that's true. No, thank you, Paul, for that idea. But again, class, may I just remind everyone that I am encouraging you to speak in English whenever you answer questions or share ideas to the class. Okay, so that we can be able to practice the language. Okay, so there's no sa tawag ana sa English kanang kancho bitaw. Alright, so let's just try to speak English. I am also telling you that don't be unsa ba, intimidated or shy when you speak in English because always remember that we're not native speakers of English and we can still commit no errors whenever we speak, even in writing, di ba? So at least we try to do it and practice speaking in English. Okay? So thank you, Paul. So back to our topic, dynamic. Of course, this one, you always remember this. It can change. It changes over time. So communication is evolving. Parang siyang it's changing. How can I explain this? It's like we can use words today, but in the future we can also adopt words that can help us to communicate. Okay, not just words, but also verb or non-verbal signs. Okay, so there will be changes in the communication. So that's why it's dynamic. All right. Number two, we have continuous. Okay, so let me call Renzi Ann Barros.
Continuous. It is an ongoing exchange of meaning, sharing behaviors between or among individuals who operate within a frame of experience. It does not have a beginning, an end, a fixed sequence of events.
All right, thank you so much, Renzi. Renzi, to know? Okay, Renzi. So that is continuous. So what is your um, understanding about that definition of continuous, Renzi? Yes, am I audible,
Yes
Renzi?
ma'am, audible ma'am.
Okay. Okay, maybe Renzi is still thinking of ideas. No. Can we ask for help from the other students or classmates of Renzi who has the idea to elaborate more about this definition? None? Calling once? Twice? Okay, samo kasi wam sige panawag sa amo. Okay, because we are not in person set up manggod. And it's okay. So let me just explain no why am I calling you to engage during the class discussion. It's because it will be mere ano sa ba? No communication kumbaga, 'di ba? As we are trying to discuss communication, if I will only be the one talking here, well, there's no communication between the class and the teacher. So I have to ask you, or if you have any idea other than the person that I am calling, then you can share your ideas. Okay, there's no wrong about that as long as you can express and still connected with the discussion. It's okay. Thank you, Escob. You are now done. May I hear or may we hear your idea?
My only interaction with this mom is like, for example, you are sharing with your friends your experience in life, or in, or any kind of experience. What are you doing in life, ma'am? That's all, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I got your point. Thank you so much, Arnell. That's true, no, that we are sharing our experiences. We are sharing something to that certain person. Okay, be it your friends, your family. So, meaning to say that as long as we are alive, we can still communicate. We continuously communicate with each other. All right, as long as we're not dead yet. Okay, so that's why communication is continuous. Okay? Kapadayon siya kumbaga. Okay, asan ako dapit? Nawala na ko. Alright, now let's have number three. Adaptive. Okay, it adjusts to the changes that occur in its physical and psychological environment. Okay, so communication, it says here that communication is adaptive. Okay, whenever we have an environment, that um, let's say for example, the environment is not applicable to a verbal communication. Okay, so it can adjust. Okay, it can adjust, and we can use non-verbal communication for that. Okay, so it also adapt when the communication is like all verbal lang siya, no non-verbal. So it will work other way around. Okay, so that's adaptive as long as it can communicate no with the other person, then that's adaptive, or anytime that you can adjust to a certain situation or environment. Okay, so that's adaptive. Now number four is systemic. Okay, it involves components that are interrelated and interacting in a cyclic order. Okay, so of course, as made mentioned earlier in the definition of communication, diba, there's the system, and the systems are the non-verbal and verbal communication and others that can create communication within a setup. So there's a system. Kumbaga, it involves system, or it involves components. Okay, so in order for us to interact or engage, yeah. So depende kung sa ang structure niya. Okay, number five, we have transactional. So every communication is a unique combination of people, messages, and events. It consists of an ending sharing, transmission and reception and of messages between or among people on some occasion. Okay, so it depends on a certain, again, it depends on a certain setup or setting. Then these elements, no, will be applied in a communication setup. Okay? So magdepende gid siya sa inyong location, sa setting, no, that you can create communication. Right? So there will be communication between classroom, no, between teacher and the students, and there will also be communication, excuse me, in a public speaking or any setup. Okay, so That's the characteristics of communication. Now, before we move to forms of communication, um, is there any questions that you'd like to share so that I may be able to answer, or other students can also answer it?
Yun, ma'am.
Okay, there's none. Now let's proceed to the forms of communication. Now, there are how many forms? Three, four. Okay, actually, there are more forms of communication, but perhaps this reference only focuses more on these three. Okay, so we have the first one is intrapersonal communication. Okay, now let me call Justin Bregondo to read this the definition of intrapersonal. Justine, are you with us? Okay, I guess Justin is not with us. How about Joanna Marie?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please read.
Interpersonal communication is talking to oneself or self-talk through internal vocalization or reflective thinking due to some internal or external stimulus. In other words, this type of communication takes place within the person. For example, you may talk to yourself about what you want to drink because of the internal stimulus of thirst, or you may think about a car accident you have witnessed. In contrast with other forms of communication, interpersonal communication takes place only inside a person's head.
All right, thank you so much, Joanna. Um, Indeed, no. When we say intrapersonal communication, of course, always think of yourself. Okay, you are talking to yourself. You're talking to oneself, or in other words, it's self-talk. Okay, you have communic. The communication there is between you and yourself. Okay, for example, you're thinking of something, or let's say I am asking you to sa tawag ani kaning share the ideas, and then of course in order for you to do that, then you have to think, 'di ba? You have to think, or even talk to yourself if you can do, if ever what will be the things, no, that can be done so that you can be able to share the ideas effectively. So that's intrapersonal communication. Okay, so try to communicate to yourself, or um, okay ba ni siya, okay ba ni akong buhaton, o ana siya, sabi mo inom ba kong tubig or dili. So you are deciding, but in the process of decision making, you are also talking to yourself, diba? Especially if you have emotional breakdown, sometimes you are talking to yourself, diba? Especially about money or family conflict, then you are also thinking and talking to yourself if how will you be able to solve that certain problem, or contribute to a solution. Yes, Joanna, do you
Ay,
want to
wala ma'am.
share? Okay. I thought that you have an experience of this certain forms of communication. Okay, who has any experience, no? Or I believe that we all experience this interpersonal communication. Now, is there, or can I ask anyone to share your experience for this interpersonal communication? Oh my god, battery empty. Okay, wala. Wala naka-experience ani. Anyway, so again, please remember that interpersonal communication is talking to oneself. All right, let's proceed to the next. Ay, sorry. This is not intra but enter. Naku si ma'am. Okay. The second one is interpersonal communication. For a while, class ako sa yung tawag akong kuan. Kuang lap charger kinwag luba to na gid siya. Alright. Okay, let's continue to number two, interpersonal communication. Okay, what is this all about? So, interpersonal communication is a form of communication wherein individuals are engaged actively in the overt and covert transmission and reception of messages. Okay, so basically, this is between two-person, okay, or more. Okay, now if it is between two-person, then we will call it dyadic communication. Okay. For example, if you're going to have a conversation in a telephone setup, then that's dyadic communication. Or if you will have an interview with one panel member only, then that's dyadic communication. Or if you have a doctor-patient conversation, then that's dyadic communication. Okay. Now, another one, we also have small group communication. So this involves with um, three no to six persons no in a setup. Or we can cite an example like this one in the PPT committee meeting. No, as you can see in the picture. So there are, I think, it's more than six gani siya. So but it will, I think it limits no on six persons lang. And for example as well, we have the in-person activity no, during the class discussion. Then I will ask you to have group activity. Then I will ask you to have a counting and like six or five to six group members in a group. Then that's what we call small group communication. All right, so that's under interpersonal communication. Now we also have here um, public communication. Okay, now may I ask Kagatan Mark to read the public communication.
Public public communication is conveying information to a large audience. Listeners national communication. A. Speaker. Audience communication is talking to a large number of people who are gathered in some occasion. Effectively, communication occurs before because the speaker can tailor the message to a needs of a listener. B. Mass communication is the process whereby media organization produce and transmit message to large
It's
public,
chapel, right?
and the process by which those messages are
Oh,
received
I got a good idea,
and
babe.
influenced by
Why we get
others.
outside
Text
and I got some fresh air. But the
2011.
scene of it is so nice, and we
All
can
right.
live so happily.
Okay, thank you. We have public communication. It is done through media, internet, television, radio, newspapers, magazines, di ba? Usually in the media, we have this kanang tong sa tawag na kaso ng reporting. Okay, media reporting, also have television. So we have one speaker and the audience. So it's between the speaker and the audience that communicate. Okay, so it is again, it is talking to a large number of people. So for example, if we will have, or if we have the program here in the TCC gymnatorium, then there's this speaker who is sharing or talking about something, no? And then, of course, the audience there are the people who are listening to that speaker. Okay, so that's what we call speaker audience communication. Now, we also have mass communication. So it's the process where we see it in the television and media. So that certain person is giving us the certain information, no, through um, kaning mga mediums of communication. Okay, so that's mass communication, and also this mass communication is well, ano na siya kanang with other, or there are students who are enrolling in mass communication, diba? Especially in, I think, Pilgrim College is also offering mass com or mass communication, where they can become radio, so kanan announcer, or kaning mga media announcer. Okay, so reporters, I mean. Okay, so we're done with the forms, or yeah, forms of communication, the processes. Now I yeah, then let's go to the models of communication. Probably we will end here, no, some models lang of communication. All right, now models of communication. So there are how many models? I think there are three. Um, yeah, I think three. So first, we have transmission model. So this is the image of transmission model. We have the sender, and then the message with the channel, and then the receiver. So let's read. Transmission model considers communication as one directional exchange. Mean to say, isa lang gid siya ka direction, in which the message is purposely conveyed by a speaker to a listener. Okay, so this model centers on the sender and information present in a communication environment. So basically, it's focusing more on the speaker or the sender of the message. Okay, so despite the inclusion of the receiver in this communication, no, despite the involvement of the receiver of this communication, the function is regarded merely as target or destination, and not a part of a continuous exchange of meanings. So only the speaker is giving importance to this kind of model, not the receiver. Okay, the receiver will just a passive person that receive the information. So it is focusing more on the sender, okay, the speaker. So take note of that. Probably I will have, okay, we will have a quiz on Monday before we will discuss more about the communication. Okay, so please take note of this transition model. Okay, therefore, communication is considered simply as source and destination of messages. Okay, now we also have here interaction model. So, may I ask Jumar Sanchez to read, please read this one. Interaction model.
Interaction model describes communication as a process in which communication changes rule as sender and receiver and produce meaning by changing message with their own environment and experience. Rather than illustrating communication as a linear, unidirectional method, the interaction model incorporated feedback that makes communication significantly collaborative two-way method. Feedback is conveyed as a response to receiving feedback. From this standpoint, communication can be described as producing exchange of meaning within physical and behavioral settings.
All right, thank you, Jumar. So when we say interaction model, there's an interaction. Okay, from the word itself, there's an interaction between the speaker and the sender. I mean, sorry, the receiver. I'm sorry. So when we say interaction, again, it's not unidirectional method. Okay, not um, sa tawag ani kaning there will be there is an interaction no going on in a certain setup of communication. So it's not just the speaker is always talking or giving information, but also the receiver is in understanding the meaning of the ideas that the speaker is sharing and giving feedback or interacting to that certain message no, of the speaker. So I mean the receiver is also interacting to the speaker, either is giving feedback or also giving his or her ideas about that certain message of the speaker. So that's what we call the interaction model. So there's an interaction in the communication process. All right. Now, this is the interaction model of communication. So, of course, diba, for example, you are talking to your girlfriend or boyfriend. So, when you say "I love you" to your boyfriend or girlfriend, of course, that certain word "I love you" will basically um, be processed no inside the brain of your of the receiver or your girlfriend no let's say that's the setup then and if she feels that oh he said I love you so there will be an interaction or a feedback that that certain girlfriend will also say the same no the same words to that certain speaker. So that's what we call interaction model of communication. Okay, so we have here, as you can see in the PPT or this illustration, we have this the context of the sender and then the context of the receiver. Now we have here the encoding process, the word choice or format, and then the decoding, word interpretation, display format. So when we say encoding class, this is from your mouth outside. So it means that you are uttering information no from your mouth going to that certain receiver. Okay, when we say decoding, it's your interpretation of that certain message no of that speaker. Okay, so that's decoding your interpretation sa yung pagsabot ana iyang message. Okay, how do you interpret, how do you process that message to the from the speaker's information. So that's what we call decoding. Sorry. So encoding, it's the message of the speaker. Okay? So decoding is sa receiver na siya, he's the one processing or she's the one processing the information, okay, the interpretation of that message from the speaker. Now, we can also say that there are certain distractions or barriers no in communication. That's why I also included here the noise. Okay, there are noise or noises that really affect the communication of the sender and between the sender and the receiver. Okay, now the communication channel. No, we have text messaging, email, chat, video conference, phone call, forum, etc. So these are the communication channels that we can use in order for us to communicate with that certain person or audience. Okay, so again, if it's interaction model, there's always a feedback. Okay, there's always an interaction between the speaker and the listener. All right, or the receiver. You got it? Okay, let's proceed. Now, we also have here transaction model. Okay, the first one is transmission, the second one is interaction, and then the third one is transaction model. Okay, so transaction model explains communication as a way of creating realities based on our social, relational, and cultural background. So this model shows that communication is not a mere exchange of experiences. Um, it's not a mere exchange of experiences. So it rather shows that we intend to build relationships, create intercultural understanding, form our self identity, and interact with others to engender societies. Okay, so we have from, of course, from the word itself, transaction. So we have we are transacting no certain ideas or information to that receiver or listener. Okay, we are building relationship, no? Kung ang interaction model, it's we can apply that interaction model to not just our friends, classmates, families, but also to those strangers. It's more applicable to those strangers, no? Kanang mamit lang nato ba nga, maka-interact lang din ta, or even in the classroom, or if you are in a club. So that's interaction model. And however, this transaction model, you are building relationship. Okay, let's say for example, you are attending a Toastmasters club, no? So you are building your character as a person, and in order for you to do that, of course, you have to engage in all the activities in that certain club. Okay, you are building relationship with those members of that certain club. Okay, so that's transactional model. All right, so it's not just passive interaction, but with a purpose. Okay? Uy, may pop-up si Adobe. Oh. Okay, later na. All right, so any questions? Are there questions about this model? All right,
Ma'am, clear na
wala.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now let's proceed. So we have here, ako lang siyang i-elaborate here, kaning social, kaya hindi siya maklaro. Social context, relational, and cultural. So this one is, it's under the transaction model. Okay, so you are building the social aspect, and then relational, you're building relation, and also you are creating a cultural or culture in that certain group, no? And um, we have here the verbal and non-verbal communication. Okay, so these are the system that we use in order for us to communicate to the receiver or to the listeners. Okay, so we have verbal communication, of course, from the word verbal. We are using what words, no? Using our mouth. Okay, so verbal communication can be defined as the exchange of ideas that occurs through words. Okay, this can be both written and oral. All right, now we have here also the non-verbal communication. Um, it is a wordless exchange of information, thoughts, feelings, etc., between or among individuals. Now, let's try to delve in the meaning of these two communication. Now, let's have first the nonverbal communication. Okay, these are the signals that are more vulnerable to misunderstanding. Okay, um, it includes no the following types. So we have first the paralanguage or vocalics. So refers to vocal qualities that go along with verbal message, such as speech, volume, rate, vocal quality, and verbal fillers. So it doesn't mean that kanang example of this are the way you talk, it also signals the nonverbal communication. For example, suko kay ka, pero raise gid mo imong voice. So it's also signal a nonverbal communication na siya something na ginapahiwatig ang speaker sa imo ha. Okay? The quality of your voice, the pitch, the volume, the rate, the fillers. So, fillers na siya class ha. Ano man siyang fillers man eh. Okay, so it's also part of the nonverbal communication. Now, we also have action language. Di ba pag nonverbal atong nabawaan kay mga sign languages lang inana, but there are certain types that included in the nonverbal communication. Now, we also have here the action language or the kinesics. No, it refers to gross bodily movements such as walking and eating. It consists of a gesture, facial expression, eye contact, and posture. Okay, so these two here, this number two and three, are the most common verbal communication. Okay, so when we have this kind of facial expression, it means that there is something that we want to express to that certain person. Okay, eye contact, the posture, it says that you don't like, or for example, you have eaten the food and you feel like you don't like it, you are showing it through your posture, like you are crossing your hands, na siya. Okay, your eye contact, it really shows something, no? In order for you to express your emotion of that certain food ba? Okay, and then, asa na to? Next is the sign language. This is also a common nonverbal communication. Now, it consists of body movements that are used as substitute for letters, words, numbers, phrases, and even sentences. Do you know how to use the hand glass using the sign language? No, we are using A, B, C, A to Z. No, using our hand as a nonverbal communication. Okay, so that's sign language. You are using your body or anything that um, can communicate. No, I mean your body, basically your body movements. Good. All right. Now we also have here object language or objectics. Refers to the intentional or unintentional display of material things such as the clothes you wear, hairstyle, the decoration of a room, jewelry, implements, machines, aid the body, a human body, etc. So this one, ano naman ay this? Okay. So this one is also a form of nonverbal communication. Let's say, for example, you are displaying your jewelry. So what does it mean? You are implying to that certain person who are seeing your jewelry that you are a rich person. You are a rich person, diba? It's there's this message that you are trying to um sa tawag ani kining address or express to that certain person nga nakakita sa imong mga jewelry. And for example, you're decorating, just like the examples here, you're decorating a room and it's color pink. Of course, you are signifying that that certain room is yours, and that is um a girly room, kumbaga. No, it signifies that a woman owns that certain room. So, inana na siya class. Ang nonverbal, I mean the object language under the nonverbal. Now, another one is the tactile language or the haptics is communication by touch, such as a kiss or a tap on the back. So it's a form of nonverbal communication. Of course, we usually do this if um, katong na yung mga uyab din ha, no? Or kung wala, di, na lang, friend na lang ta nga, kuan. Anyway, so inana siya class, a form of kiss, a tap on the back is also a tactile language communication or under the nonverbal communication. Ay, naku, hay. Okay, so next is we have space or distance or proxemics. expresses certain types of messages. Now, in America, there are four primary distance zones: intimate, personal, social, and public distance. So, even if, let's say, for example, you have a friend and then um, you are not in a good mood or not in a good term, so you are showing distance, no, distance. So that means that there is certain meaning about that distance, no, of yours. So that's under also a under nonverbal communication. Now we also have here time or chronemics. So it refers to man's use of time in sending certain types of messages. So time as a form of non-verbal communication can be best explained by the concept of punctuality, willingness to wait, and interaction. Okay, an example for that is if you are coming to the class late, then that means that there is something that you wanted to express, that why are you late, maybe because you were caught in a traffic jam, or maybe there was this certain situation that um, gone in your house or at home, diba? So that's time chronemics. Okay, so if you're willing to wait, then it means that um, you're patient, about that certain kanang imong gihulatan. So inana siya ang time chronemics. Okay, then lastly we have silence. No, silence also expresses um, communication. Diba? Mayroon din sila, silent means yes. So, okay. So, it is lack of audible sound or the presence of sounds of very low intensity. So, it can be best explained by the statement, what is not said is as important or even more important than what is said. Diba? Mo kung ganina. Okay? Kung dili ka mo tingog, it means nga it's yes or whatever is you're trying to imply, no? So sometimes silence can communicate better than any words. If you're silent, di lang ka maginulom na lang gid ka. So it means something that you wanted to express to that certain person. Okay, so any questions before we proceed?